I feel like for this Florida game, for what the Clippers has done, they are resting him and getting him prepared for the playoffs because he probably can't really play a full 82 game because he probably has some still lingering injuries. I mean, he played almost 82 games for the Spurs. Like what in his first 6 seasons? Like what? Like he played. He's capable. He's capable of playing 82 games. But like you said, this is a play-in eight game bubble. 8 games in a bubble. Do you really need Kawhi Leonard for all 8 games? Absolutely not.
No.
But at the same time, he still need to make his presence known that hey, we have been off for a very long time, and I'm healthy, and I'm in mid-season form. That's what's more important. Is he in mid-season form, or he's not even in shape? Because when the playoffs, they gonna start coming real fast. So when they get here, he has to be in mid-season form. I mean, his numbers look ridiculous. His numbers look good. Well, almost 27 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. That's pretty. Like we know what he's capable of, but his injury health concern can be a little problem because you want to know how far he can really go without having no injury problems.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from on that, but I was going to say this as well. Even if the season didn't shut down, Clarence, do I believe Kawhi Leonard was going to be playing game 76, 77, 78, 89? Do I believe he's going to be playing game 80, 81? 80? No. Even if the season hadn't shut down, Kawhi wasn't going to play the last 10 straight games. He wasn't going to do that.
At least 60 games. He's going to play at least 70 games. At least 60.
What I'm saying is, though, we were already 3/4 halfway through the season. And we were at games, if I don't even remember the exact number that the Clippers had played, the amount of games, but he wasn't going to play every single game the last 10 games. You see what I'm saying? He might have played 5 or 6 of those games, but Doc Rivers would have sat him out to relax and gear up for the playoffs. I didn't see a situation where he would have played all 10 of the last regular season games, even if the NBA hadn't shut down. But I will say this. I think LeBron would have, because I think LeBron was in go mode. Like he had his foot on the gas pedal. They were going straight to the playoffs, and they were firing on all cylinders. You know, they had beat the Bucks and the Clippers in that weekend series in LA. So I think LeBron would have kept his foot on the gas pedal and went right into the playoffs, playing most of the games down the stretch. But I don't see Kawhi Leonard doing that, and I don't see him doing it once they return to the bubble later on in July.
I feel what you're saying, though, because health is the number one thing in sports. If you're not healthy for anything, then you're losing luck on everything you could earn in that single season or for the future. And okay, let's move on to the next question. So if the LA Clippers did win the championship, like what does a championship do for Kawhi's legacy?
I believe it would make him start to be in that conversation and being maybe one of the top, 20 or 30 NBA greats. You know what I mean? Because he's obviously the best two-way player we have in the NBA. And it would be his third NBA Finals MVP with the third different team. He won one with the Spurs, he won one with the Raptors, and this one will obviously be one with the Clippers. But I think he'll start to, elevate himself into that conversation amongst the top NBA greats. But do I believe he'll get into that conversation with LeBron or Kobe or Jordan? I do not. And I'm going to tell you why. The biggest issue that I have with Kawhi Leonard, although he is great, and again, he's one of the best two-way players in NBA history. He's the best two-way player we have in the NBA right now. And like I said, the way his game has elevated throughout the course of his career. You remember, Clarence, when he first came into the league, he was great on defense, but his offensive game improved throughout the years as he got older. He got better offensively as his career went along. At first, he was just a great defensive player. Yeah. But he's gotten better offensively. And I give him credit for that. But I think what we're going to diminish his legacy is the fact that we discuss load management. When we talk about LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, one of the reasons why we applaud them and give them the credit that we do as far as being NBA greats and being icons is because they showed up every single night to play. It wasn't many games that Kobe or MJ or LeBron has taken off. They always show up night in and night out. That's the main priority that you have to prioritize when you're an NBA superstar. It's not just about your talents. It's not just about you basically getting the money and the fame. It's also about showing up and giving the fans what they want to see. And that's why I believe we're going to diminish Kawhi Leonard's legacy based on the fact that he doesn't show up every night to play. And he has these nights where has load management next to his name and he has DNPs. So that's why I feel like overall his legacy will take a hit.
I think for the championship, if he brings another championship into his legacy, I think it will put him like literally probably top two player in the NBA, in my opinion, even probably over KD. Like,
no, I disagree with that, but wait, over KD?
My thing is this: Kawhi Leonard is a better leader than KD. He's a better field general than KD. He's a better defender. We knows that. And his IQ is like way out the charts than KD. So he already.
I disagree with some of that. But go ahead.
Here's the thing, though. For Kawhi Leonard, he had the groom to be a leader. And that's what he did in San Antonio. They groomed him into be a leader because they see all the superstar traits that he had, and they can believe he could have took it to the next level. But I think if Kawhi would if he bring a championship to the LA Clippers, I believe that he's setting the new wave for the next generational player. For one, you're doing load management. You're not playing all 82 games, but you're staying intact so you can be able to be available for all games. I'm just saying, available for all games.
Yeah.
And it's another thing. If you got all the talent you in the world and you're the best at your position, then you go out there and ball out, which he always does. He's always one of the main leaders. He's always one of the main leaders in score, and his assist numbers is going up. And his rebounds are very, very, I can say effective. And you remember, he got his first triple-double in his career this season. So you see the development in his game that's making him better. And do I believe that can be enough to lead to a championship team? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I got a question for you.
Right.
When you talk about his leadership, I do agree with you that he is a leader, and he leads in a different way because he's not very vocal from what we see. On the outside looking in, Kawhi Leonard is not vocal like LeBron James or like a Michael Jordan was or like a Kobe Bryant was. He's more quiet in how he goes about his leadership style. But I wanted to ask you a question. We're talking about Kawhi's legacy, not where he'll be ranked as far as NBA players today. You said if he was to win a championship with the Clippers, you would probably rank him in that top 2 NBA players in the NBA today. What about his legacy? We're talking about overall, comparing him to other NBA greats. How will if another championship gets added to his resume, how would that affect his legacy?
That would put him in the top 30 with all the greats because what he brings to the table and bringing in another. I'm going to say that if he wins another championship, he's obviously going to get the Finals MVP. He's going to be in them talks about the most Finals MVP than Shaq, Tim Duncan, LeBron James, even Michael Jordan. He's going to get in them talks. He's going to be in them talks because they see his game going up. And I truly believe if he bring in another title, hell, and bring in 2 titles or bring in this title, this would make him probably would be in them conversations with LeBron and Michael Jordan and Kobe.
He could never be in a conversation with Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan.
I wouldn't say never. I'm not gonna say never.
Okay.
I will say this: he see greatness in his way. He's on his way to being a successful basketball player, as he already is. He's a multi-superstar. He's a big superstar in the league. He's a top 5 player in the league.
I agree.
But think of this though: if he add on another NBA championship onto his resume, that's another ring in LeBron James era, and then you can just be like, man, Kawhi Leonard, man, he might actually be better than some of these greats back in the day. He might be. I could put him over Charles Barkley. I could put him over Charles Barkley. I could put him over.
What? Wait a minute. Wait. Because listen. See, that's where we go wrong. don't get me wrong. Does championships matter? They do matter. But also it matters as far as individual accomplishments. I love Kawhi Leonard in this game and how his offensive game has developed into being one of the top 5 players in the NBA. But let's not forget, Kawhi Leonard has never won an NBA MVP in his career. And again, he doesn't play 82 games. What is your best ability? Go ahead and finish the sentence for me. What is it?
The best ability for him?
No, the best ability is availability. You have to be available for your team. Like I said, what made Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron so great and what we admire about them as players is the fact that they showed up night in and night out and they gave the fans what they wanted to see. That's what we want. We want to see the NBA stars playing at a high level. And I think we're going to, when we look back on his career, let me finish. I'm almost done. When we look back on Kawhi Leonard's career, after it's all said and done, I believe we're going to diminish some of his accomplishments because of the fact that he didn't play all 82 games and he didn't show up every single night.
No,
Yes.
That's not going
to I'm not saying he won't be an all-time great. I'm not saying that he won't be an all-time great.
Diminish his career because he didn't play all 82 games?
Not career. I would diminish some of his accomplishments and I would say, okay, your legacy, you're a great player. You're one of the all-time greats. But do I see you like I look at Kobe, like I look at Jordan, like I look at LeBron? You can never be in that conversation if you're not playing all 82 games and not winning NBA regular season MVPs.
Okay, here it is. Hear me out. If he wins another title, if he wins another NBA title this year, I will put him over Kevin Durant. I will put him over Kevin Durant.
No.
Look, regardless he doesn't have no league MVP. He come in, day out in the playoffs, shows up in the playoffs, play all 16 games. That's how much it is in the playoffs. I can't put a number on it, but he comes and shows up in the playoffs. He leads his team with dignity, work ethic, and leadership. That's something that Kawhi Leonard carried all his career, all his season. I truly believe if he bring another title, it will put him over. It will put him over the top with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant still has something to prove. The only reason
that Kawhi Leonard won the championship last year was because Klay Thompson got injured in Game 6. No, that's not a lie. The only reason that he won. So wait a minute. So they would have beat a healthy Golden State Warriors team last year. They would have beat the loaded Warriors last year.
Yes, already losing. They was already losing that series.
I'm asking you. Let's say Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson never got injured. Would the Raptors have won a championship last year?
Oh, nah. I would have definitely said that. But
they would have gotten swept.
Not swept.
With the healthy Golden State Warriors team, they would have got swept.
Nope. I don't want to say swept. I say probably like 5 or 6 games.
No. Okay, we disagree. But listen, here's what's so funny. Even without Kevin Durant, before Klay Thompson got injured, you remember the Warriors was winning Game 6. Before he got injured, I believe the Warriors would have went on to win Game 6 in Oracle because he got injured in the third quarter. They would have went on and won Game 6 and finished off the Raptors in 7 in Toronto. And Drake wouldn't have been able to celebrate like he did had the Warriors not had the Warriors. I'm sorry, I'm talking. Had Klay Thompson not get injured. That's what I'm saying, basically.
Oh, can I ask you something?
Without Kevin Durant, yeah.
Let me ask you something. Do you always hear the talk? Game 1 tells it all. Like, you ever heard that before? Game 1 tells the series, how a series gonna go.
Okay, so
yeah, okay. The point is that Toronto had the momentum in Game 1. Hell, all season, Golden State didn't have no answer for Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, Frank Van Vliet, Mark Gasol, Serge.
Who? Man, you talking about? Man, stop. Kyle Lowry, all his playoff failures going up against LeBron. Don't even bring him up.
Kyle Lowry was great in this series.
He was great in the same sentence as Kyle Lowry. He wasn't great.
He's the top 10 point guard. He's the top 10 point guard in the league.
Fred Van Vliet outplayed Kyle Lowry in the finals last year. Stop it.
No, Van Vliet did good. If you watch Game 6, Kyle Lowry was great. And this actually proved that Golden State was not hard to beat. You just have to figure out how you can beat them. And once you figure out how to beat them, you counter every move in them and you start taking over.
Talking about they not hard to beat. So you telling me it took for 2 of their top 4 players to get injured to beat? That's not hard. It's not hard to beat them.